Hey guys, Leagues Two Trailblazer was announced and I am super excited. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Ever since Twisted League got done, I've been waiting for Leagues 2 and here it is. I didn't realize how excited I would be, but it turns out I am really excited. And one of the things that I've been looking forward to most is planning how we're going to get a really strong start in Leagues 2 Trailblazer. So I spent today's stream talking with chat, strategizing, thinking about how are we going to train our skills, how are we going to get certain items, what good useful item spawns are there around Lumbridge and in the starting area that you might not know about. So we came up with a few things. Obviously we didn't come up with an exhaustive list or thought of every possible thing, but I think that just means that there's more things to think about, and I totally want to hear from you guys. What are you planning to do? What relics are you choosing? And what do you think is the strongest path to take to get into the big leagues, the top 1% of Leagues 2? I really want to know, and I want to help you guys out. If you're planning on participating in Leagues 2 Trailblazer, I think that it's worth your time to watch this whole video all the way through as we just discuss all the different things that could be prevalent in this league. Thanks so much for watching. Click the like button, and let's check out Leagues 2.
Alright guys, here I am sitting in old school RuneScape. I'm thinking about walking around some areas and just like being in the game, being in the world, thinking about ways to train, ways to find items, considering what tasks might be, and maybe formulating a plan. Today we're looking at Trailblazer. I'm actually assuming that we're going to spawn in Lumbridge, perhaps on this exact tile. When I think about my experience in Twisted League, a big old hiccup in most players' journey was they were training their woodcutting, they were training their farm making, getting the Wintertod. Suddenly they realized, a lot of players realized that they needed to train fletching, and they were like, wait a minute, to train fletching, I need a knife. Where do I get a knife? No one knew where to get a knife. Like, it was this huge thing. People would just like walk around asking, where's a knife, where's a knife, where's a knife? And if they had done a little bit of preparation, they would have known that there is a knife spawn in this building right here next to the farming guild. This is where I got my knife, and a whole bunch of people found their knife here too. I'm just Hostia sells it? Does it really? It's fun coming up with strategies, I know, and I'm so excited for Trailblazer. I absolutely am. There's some really good item spawns and upstairs and buildings here. Yes, and we're going to look at item spawns because of this experience that I had in Twisted League. So right there, a lot of people got their knife there. What I'm a little confused at is that I'm pretty sure that I rushed Wintertod, and there's knives here, isn't there? Weren't there knives in Wintertod? I'm guessing item spawns will only be like incredibly competitive for the first like 5 hours though. I can't imagine an item spawn being just like ridiculously full. So yeah, I'm really confused why most people didn't get their knife from here. But I remember that experience, and so today I would like to have the goal set for finding some useful item spawns, and we can go through the list of skills and check what's the best way to train. And possible like strategies, like if I wanted to get 99 runecrafting, what do I need to unlock, for example. I'm just going to run directly north to the general store and look at what the general store sells. What do we have access to? Anyone that played Twisted League, do you remember if we spawned with no items or the normal items that every player spawns with? So a bronze axe, a fishing net, 25 GP. Do you remember if we had that right away? Okay, so if we go to the shop, we get to have a pot, a jug, that doesn't matter. Shears is interesting. Shears is going to let us get crafting experience immediately. Do I want to write this down? I might write this down on a physical piece of paper. Let's make a Google Doc. Trailblazer research, and I'll be able to make this a like public document sometime. So maybe we can make something of value here. Step number 1 in Twisted League, perhaps, is just like go buy everything from the general store. Well, let's make a list of like how to get items. Twisted Yeah, if you ever need to get your Twisted Bow somewhere, just remember... Oh! Zaya's locked off in Trailblazer. We can't get the Twisted Bow spawn. Okay, so Tinderbox, Chisel, these are great. Hammer. I wonder if we'll be able to get runes right away from the tutors. I'm gonna make a remember list. Remember! Runes from Magic Tutor every 30 minutes. There's a knife in Lumbridge Kitchen. Spade is in the general store as well. Anti-poison shop in Karamsha and super anti north of Duel Arena. North of... really? Planks and Trana. Also... Barbarian Outpost. Can we get there, you think? I bet we can. I'm thinking that the logs on top of Lumbridge Castle are going to be the immediate first highly contested resource. Not that fire making is going to unlock very much. Everyone was training fire making in Twisted League because Wintertodt was such great content to just get to right away. So people are going to burn these logs regardless, but it doesn't seem that important. Okay, so there it is. Two bronze pickaxes. It'd be kind of fun if we started with absolutely no items. Also, Brian, something you definitely forget, Ironman armor. That is true. Except for that most accounts, including me, I'm gonna start probably with some special armor. In Trailblazer, you get special armor based on your previous rank. So you're going to get the best armor, and it's probably going to be as good as Mithril armor. You're just going to start with Mithril armor, but it's going to be special armor with the stats of Mithril armor. Okay, so we have thought about some items. Let's look at the skill list and think about some items that we don't have that we need to train with. Where are we going to get our best sword? The tutor gives you... oh, there's a training sword. Then Simi Shop. So let's see how much GP we need to get the Iron Scimitar right away. Okay, so an Iron Scimitar is worth... oh... it's worth 112, and I'm actually going to buy these as an experiment, because I've got 36 mil on me, to see how much it is worth at 1, because that's probably what you're going to have to buy it for when it's at 1 here. Oh, 116. Okay. 116 GP, so we're just going to rush Barbarian. Don't even buy the iron, I just realized. Just buy the steel right away. You can probably get 5 attack with your fists in 10 seconds. A rune scimitar is more DPS than a dragon dagger? Dang, I didn't think that was the case. Okay, so it seems like we'll need to get 500 GP real quick. Obviously, everyone is running to the stronghold of security. You know what would be funny to me is if they, like... since that's, like, so obviously the meta, I think it would be a beautiful thing if they blocked that off from everybody. And you just, like, weren't able to go down there. But it's going to be completely free to go down there. You won't even have to be careful about Ankus or anything or ghosts. Because everyone else is going to be dying, but not you. They might... I know! I think that, like, 10k is so much that I think that they should block off just the reward. Like, let us go into the stronghold, but don't give us 10k. That's crazy. That's how Deadman mode was? Okay. Well, if Deadman mode already functions like that, then it's definitely going to be that way. I'm going to come up with a plan right now. What I want to do when I log in... so get sword, armor, and runes from tutor. That's number 1. Get stronghold 10k. Buy steel sim. So, here's my list. We can absolutely edit it anytime. Level 12 is the log canoe. Does level 12 get you to the stronghold? Barbarian village. So this does work, but it's 2 whole cutscenes and 20 logs that might be competitive to get, to train on. Be my Shield of Arav partner? Sick. Yeah, it'd be good to just partner up with someone right now, get ready to do Shield of Arav really quickly. RFD might not even be possible. Yeah, because you have to go to so many places. Crabclaw Fashionscape. Very good. Okay, so this resource is made by our own Mixel, who edited some chunks to be green, and these are predictive, correct? These are not absolutely confirmed, but these are predicted to be the area of Misthalin. And these are a really good guess because they're based on the chunk. What are chunks? 64 by 64 squares or what? And it seems like if this is correct, we'll be able to go to the stronghold immediately and just like jump right down there. But barely. We won't even be able to like exit Barbarian Village West. We'll just be able to like get in there right away. Okay, so there are fishing nets on the ground right here. The tutor does give you a pickaxe. This guy says, I'd give you a pick to mine the rocks around me, but you don't have room in your inventory. This guy gives it to you. There's like 3 categories of things that we can look at: where item spawns are, how to train skills, and what quests we need to get done. There's a 4th one, which is potential tasks that are gonna be here. Now that we've talked about items, now that we talked about like the first 3 things, which if we can go to Stronghold, I'm saying get your items from the tutors, which is an armor and runes and a sword, and go get your 10k from the Stronghold and get your steel scimitar. What do you use the scimitar for? Killing cows or what? What's your priority when training combat experience per hour? So I'm assuming that if you go bing bang boom, get your steel scimitar and head straight back to Barbarian Village and try to kill flesh crawlers on the 2nd floor, right here in this area, or a little bit further down, like in this big area, flesh crawlers, they're going to be beyond packed. It's going to be crazy. I think that you are able to go off meta and beat people. I'm thinking cows are going to be packed, goblins are going to be packed, chickens are going to be packed, flesh crawlers are going to be packed, hill giants, and maybe we can go off meta and beat the crowd if we're not completely surrounded by people. Ooh, oh, these are going to be packed as well. Alcrid guards. So there's quite a few options to train combat in Misthalin. You'll find a spot. When we're talking about training skills in Trailblazer, we are thinking about them in order. So combat, we've been talking about combat the entire time. Race to the steel scimitar, race to the mithril scimitar. That's all going to be taken care of by security of Stronghold. If it's not taken care of by security Stronghold, it's probably going to be okay to pickpocket men for a steel scimitar. That's 400 GP. It's 100 pickpockets. No problem. When we're thinking about ranged training, we're probably going to Varrock, using the GP again to buy bronze arrows and iron arrows. When we're thinking about training prayer, we're thinking about rushing to the wilderness, because that's all I can think of to train prayer. Well, I guess you're going to train ranged on hill giants, and I think that I have a competitive speed in clicking on them while training ranged to just safe spot and get those big bones. That'll be okay. That'll be decent. So I wonder if you can get overheads before you even like go to the wilderness. Probably. Training magic. All I can think of is going to the magic tutor whenever possible. If you're not actively training your magic, you just drop your air and mind runes and get 30 more every half an hour. Mage Training Arena. Is Mage Training Arena actually good experience? / Mage Training Arena is definitely going to be worth some tasks, so maybe that's a good point. I guess we need to remember to get like a decent amount of money to buy like a fire staff. Rune crafting is interesting. I don't know what the meta is. What is the meta for training rune crafting if you don't have infinite glory teleports to use the abyss? Fire runes at the duel arena is decent. Like, that's kind of the way people do it. And we do have the ability to make a decent amount of duel rings, I guess. So it's probably going to be fire runes. Suicide to Edgeville. Interesting. And I kind of don't even think that you'll have to spend the money to change your respawn spot in Trailblazer. That was the free-to-play method for body runes. Oh, was it? Dude, that sucks to know, because I trained a decent amount of body runes on free-to-play accounts here and there. I think on, like, an Ironman. Yeah, I trained, like, a free-to-play Ironman doing that, and I just walked, and it took so long. Okay, so when we're thinking about Trailblazer, here's a couple of options you need to consider. We get to start in Misthalin. When you get your first option to make a new path, do you have to choose an area that's touching Misthalin? So are our only options going to be Asgarnia, which includes like Falador? Do you have to choose the wilderness? Or do you have to choose, what, the desert is also touching? Or do you get to go to Mauritania right away? Are you limited to those 4? Or are you just going to be able to teleport to Castle Wars right away in order to unlock, I don't know, Castle Wars is probably a part of Feldip Hills. What's going on in my mind right now is I'm considering what's the best way to get planks. Unlocking Asgarnia, as boring as it is, will probably give you access to Entrana, which will give you access to getting planks right away. Because we're definitely going to be limited on GP, and GP is needed for making planks. If you were planning on banking all your logs yourself, which is not going to be that bad to do with Relic 1, but making the planks is still awful. Option 2 for planks is going to Barbarian Outpost. Kandarin's probably absolutely vital. It's got our Dune, if it does. It's got the Gnome Stronghold? Does it? And Barbarian Outpost? And Sears Village? I don't know how they're going to divide this up, but Kandarin seems absolutely insane. And Barbarian Fishing! Yeah, and that whole thing was leading up to Barbasalt has planks too. So how hard is it to unlock Kandarin? Kandarin might literally be one of like the endgame ones, unless we can go straight, like from Misthalin to Asgarnia straight to Kandarin. Construction after that, I don't know. It's all about gaining GP and chopping your oak logs and probably, and I guess moving on. So if you really want to train agility, you run over to Draenor, you train to like level 30 or something. You can go to Varrock if you want. That's level 31, I think. And then I think once you hit like whatever the level is required for Barbarian Fishing, it's only 15. Just try and go and Barbarian Fish. Same as last league. Probably just do a bunch of Barbarian Fishing. Yeah, agility is essentially useless, just like it was in Twisted League. Twisted League had one important milestone to get, which was 73, I think is the number, to unlock the rune crafting shortcut. And I don't think something like that exists. So the only like super important thing with agility is probably getting level 80, just like or 99. And well, 99 is a lot more reasonable to get in this mode. So people would probably get the 99 agility task just fine. Herblore, I don't know, PVM. Thieving. Thieving's normal. Unlock Kandarin. Pickpocket Knights. Crafting, I don't really know what the meta for crafting is. I really don't know how to train crafting, because crafting for me on a normie account is just buying green leather and making bodies. Slayer is Slayer. Hunter is interesting. You cannot you can get to level 9 Slayer, unless that's times 5 or Hunter. It's probably multiplied. The museum, Slayer and Hunter, it won't be times 5, you don't think? Okay, so if we get to level 9 Hunter through the museum, does that let us train Hunter in Misthalin? I don't think it does. Is there anything to do with Hunter, like anywhere around here? Hunter. Level 9 from museum reward. And then, I don't know, you've got options to find some birds, I guess. It's easier the faster you do it. Because of competition? It's one of the skills with competition. That's a good point. I think mining is going to involve a decent amount of just power mine your iron, and then head into the mining guild and fill your bank up with coal. Coal, and then train smithing with that. Fishing! Unlock Barbarian Fishing. Buy feathers from Port Sarum. If you're going to be doing Barbarian Fishing to 99 fishing, you won't end up with enough raw fish to get 99 cooking. So what's the cooking meta? Grapes? Buying grapes and jugs? I've never done that on an Ironman. Fire making is just fire making. We don't have to be sad that we don't have Wintertod, because fire lines are actually better experience. So that's a-okay. And this is just going to be nostalgic. I'll tell you exactly how to train fire making. Fill your bank up with maple logs, a decent amount. You'll probably need like 6k for 99 or something. And you run over to Taverley, and you go down into this. You can't even go down here. You go down to the basement of this pub, and this is where you bank and just make fire lines all day. That's how you do it. Some people will fireline at the Grand Exchange, I suppose. And we're talking about no, woodcutting. Woodcutting is woodcutting. We don't have access to redwood trees. Do not chop magic trees. That's the only rule. Definitely don't chop magic trees. Maybe go to use... Yeah, willows are a-okay. I don't remember if maples are better, but I think you want maples for fire making anyway. And fletching, I guess, so... Farming is getting seeds from master farmers and PVM Slayer, maybe? There is more discussion to be had about Trailblazer. Long-term strategies would be like the most important thing to talk about. And I really don't know what to do with that. Don't know what the big end game things are. I think you don't really know until the task list is released. So, yeah. Boys, in conclusion, we're all so excited about Trailblazer, Leagues 2. I don't know what we're going to call it yet. It'll become clear in the future. We looked at a couple of items. I'll probably create some kind of public document that we can use to find useful things in Trailblazer League. All of these things are based on conjecture at this point. I'll probably end up doing the same thing that I did last league, which is make some tutorials and make my own progress log. Really excited to do that again. This is just like super early guesses on like what's going to be a good place to spend your time. I'm assuming that we're going to be able to go to the stronghold right away to get our 10k, which is what most accounts do right away. The first thing that they do when they log in. So therefore, my plan is to walk out of the Lumbridge castle walls, get my sword, armor, and runes from the tutor. And this list doesn't say how I'm going to get to the stronghold, but I might train woodcutting in order to chop a log canoe to get there, or I might just walk there. Then go get the 10k, walk back to Alcarid and buy a steel scimitar right away. Probably like punch a cow or something to get level 5 attack, and then use a steel scimitar to start fighting things. And then, I don't know, I don't have a bigger list from there at this point, but I suppose we'll keep on formulating a list and thinking about good things to do as we learn more about Trailblazer. I think that you're going to be able to go to Varrock immediately and just go to the basement of the museum, because there's a mini game there that gives you a reward of level 9 Slayer and level 9 Hunter if you're level 1 in those. It just pops you up to level 9 immediately. So those will be really good to get immediately, because both of those skills are actually quite competitive. If you're able to get to a couple of areas before other people in both Slayer and Hunter, you might be able to beat the crowd and get experience far more efficiently than if you were competing for resources with those people. Thanks for watching!